Hello. I know they on mute.
Hello.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Hey Kenya, good and you?
Hey. Okay, we're gonna say that Black people know how to show up on time, okay? We're gonna put that in the record books.
Yes.
Hey, Quentin.
Hey.
Hey. Got y'all on mute. So I just want to do a disclaimer. I want to say welcome. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Love Day. I hope everyone is having a fabulous Sunday. Okay. This is a virtual press conference for the album release of Mr. Donell Jones. Aren't we excited? Some of you have already listened to it and some of you have not. Maybe y'all just wanted to wait until he plays it. Doesn't matter. We're going to get it in tonight. So I just want to make a disclaimer to say that Donell Jones is very open, very positive, very cool, calm, and collect. I just have one question or one disclaimer, which is please do not ask him to sing. Just do not ask him to sing. He probably will just sing off of his heart because he know, that today is a special day. So let that just be a gift to you, okay? If he does feel like, he wants to do that, but it just puts him in an awkward situation because maybe he's prepared to sing and maybe he hasn't warmed up yet. I'm not sure, but I just wanted to speak to y'all about that. Does anybody have any questions before we start?
No question.
I have a question. Well, can I get permission from you, Kenya, to record this for promotional purposes?
I'm recording right now.
Oh, so I can get a copy of it too?
Everybody will get a copy of it.
Okay, great.
Yes. Once I press start meeting, it started recording. So we are good. So the way that this is going to work, I know I told y'all one question per outlet, but that's just for a safe zone. I just want to make sure everybody gets their chance. Okay. So I should have no more than like 30 people. Hey, Renee, we got the UK in the building. I just want to make sure that everybody gets their time to shine. And then if we still have enough time, because this should be like an hour and 30 minutes, just depending on how we, flowing, then you will be able to ask more than one question. So just be mindful, pay attention to the questions, because you know how we are when we be like, man, somebody already asked that. So let's just be mindful that we're paying attention to our peers so we won't be looking all crazy. I told him to log on at a certain time, so he should be coming soon. So what y'all been doing? Talk to me. What y'all been doing so far for Valentine's Day?
Zoom.
In the house.
Okay.
Just in the house as well.
Okay, in the house.
Likewise. Same here. City is shut down.
Okay, where
Same over here in the UK.
I've been San Antonio right now.
Okay.
South Carolina.
I'm in
Okay.
California.
I'm in on
Austin.
Chicago.
Okay, Chi-Town.
Yes, shut down.
London over here. Birmingham.
Okay, Birmingham.
Atlanta.
You know that. Hey, baby, that's where we at. That's where D resides. We are in Atlanta. He been here for like some years. Didn't nobody know it. But
Orlando. Florida.
Okay. Is that WWE? Orlando? No.
No. This is Blaze podcast.
Okay. So this is how it works, y'all. I'm about to bring him on.
Okay.
Please make sure that you are muted. And I'm going to just go in the answers of what I see on the side. So I'm going to call your name and then you can go off mute. You can turn your computer on, your camera on or off. It doesn't matter. But just know you will have this recording and you can do whatever with it. Feel free to do some behind the scenes on social media. That's fine. Tag new Donell Jones music or welcome back DJ and we good. Okay. And here we go. What's up, D? Where you at? Oh, you gotta unmute yourself. Or I can unmute you.
I'm trying to get my camera. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. There you go. Hey,
What's up, D?
poppin'.
So we are all here for you, the man of the hour.
Yes, what's going on? How y'all doing?
Good.
Yes. So welcome to your virtual album release press conference party, okay?
That's what's up.
So the press gets you exclusively. They have amazing questions to ask you. Some of them have already heard the album, and then some of them are waiting for you to play, the music to get a feel of it. So
Okay.
the way that I'm gonna orchestrate it is, of course, I just let you come in and say, who you are and how you feeling today, because today is your day. And then on the right, we have Miss Lisa Green. Look how that worked out.
Hey.
You
Hi
already know
there.
Lisa.
Hey.
So
Hi.
we're gonna start with her.
Let me see if I can. How do I do this?
What's up?
No, I'm trying to see. I guess I can't see everybody on the screen, huh?
So you on your phone?
Yeah, I'm on my phone. Yeah.
Okay. If you can get on your computer, but we all see you. I see the grid right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're fine. So all right, let's just start. So D, how you doing? It's your day today. How has the response been to your album?
I mean, the response has been great. I'm just really happy and ecstatic about, putting out some new music and, just hope everybody just receive it well.
Awesome. All right. So Miss Lisa Green, you may start with your question.
Well, thank you, Kenya. Well, congratulations, Donell, on 100% Free. I want to start there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I understand that you had a spiritual retreat to kind of prepare yourself for this project. And I just wanted to know more about that. Could you talk a little more about what that was like for you and how having that experience affected your music on this project?
Well, that happened many years ago. My spiritual retreat, that happened probably about 8 years ago.
Okay.
I went to Peru and I had never traveled by myself. I got a friend of mine told me about this place in the jungle. It's a spiritual retreat that you go to and you try ayahuasca and things like that. And I just went out there, didn't know the language or anything like that. Went and I had the best experience in my life. I just learned a lot about myself, and it's just a really great experience for me.
Well, awesome. Thank you.
Okay, so next we have Malik from Mad Flavor TV.
Hey, what's going on, Donell Jones?
What's up, my brother? How you doing?
Doing well, doing well. So today is your big day. Tell us a little bit about why and how you came up with the name 100% Free.
Well, you know what? I was already working on another album by the name of Elevate, and I got the idea when the pandemic happened. Everybody was stuck in the house, couldn't get out, so I got the idea to make an album for free, and another idea came to name it 100% Free, and then I started thinking about all the things that we want to be free from, free from addiction, free from negative thinking, free from doubting yourself, just a lot of things that we need to be free from, addiction, and that title just resonated with me.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I can't hear you. Something just happened.
Kenya, we can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go.
Look, I put me on mute. I'm sorry. So next we have Miss Antoinita from Truth Talk Now.
Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I can hear you.
Hi, Donell. This is Antonita from the Truth Now Talk Show, Hot 702.5 FM here in Las Vegas. I just have a question. Hey, represent Chi-Town too. I'm a Chi-Town. I was born on the south side of Chicago.
Yeah.
So I know this is your 7th album. We are excited to have it. That's a stepper song. I just want you to know that the steppers are jamming to that song right now. What was your inspiration
behind that, oh, you're welcome, behind that, was you looking out for the shot? If that's a Chi-Town flavor, or is
You
that
know
from
what?
the Steppers, so that's how it's being received?
I didn't, you know what? I didn't even know it was a Steppers type record. It was just that something about that Payback as a Dog. I used to sing that with my group when we were very young. And I always knew that I would do something with this record. So I had a dream about it. And then the next thing you know, I'm downstairs in the basement writing the song. So it just came to me. I just felt like I just picked up that signal and I just went with it. And that's what came out.
Okay, thank you.
I appreciate you.
Awesome. And then now we have Miss Chrisnell.
No, that's Misty.
That's who?
Mighty.
You said Miss.
Oh, Mr. My bad.
You good? You good?
You can't be
How you
making no
doing,
mistakes.
Donell?
What up? What up? What up? What up?
So I read in the press statement that you're exploring house and reggae music, and I wanted to know if you ever felt boxed in or restricted from expressing yourself musically when you were signed to a label. Like, were you able to do that when you were on a label?
I mean, they let me pretty much do what I wanted to do, but I didn't have any interest in that type of music at that particular time in my career. You know, it's, you know, my love for music developed over time, and I just wanted to try different things. I have tried reggae before. I haven't done house, but I grew up on for house music. So for me, it was quite naturally to just try one. You know what I'm saying? I had did something with Steve Silk Hurley a while back, but it's not this fast of a tempo. So I just wanted to try one house record, and you know, that's what I did.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Awesome. So I fixed the screen, y'all. See y'all in the comments. So now we have Chi-Town's Miss Hip Hop Speaks. What's good?
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, Donell. Hey, Kenya.
Hey.
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm very humbled to speak to the king of R&B, especially from the 90s. Yeah, I'm a music critic, and I'm just gonna jump right into the album itself. I believe 100% Free was a great album. It's something for everyone to listen to. You know, it has different genres in there, like, you know, house music and also reggae. It's a good feel vibe. And I just want to ask you one question.
Sure.
Okay. So with everything that you've been through throughout your journey, the tough parts, and you being able to recreate, you know, your seven track studio album, the 7th album period, and taking the 7-year hiatus from music, there's just one question that I want to ask you. Are you happy? Are you finally at peace, Donell Jones?
I am. I mean, I'm happy. You know, life has been beautiful. I wouldn't change anything. You know, I wouldn't change anything because everything made me who I am today. You know, I always wanted to. That was the person I wanted to meet. You know, I always wanted to meet somebody that was great, but I didn't understand that I had to become that person. You know, so everything I'm doing right now is because, you know, this is where life is leading me, and I'm just ready for the journey. You know what I'm saying? We're here for a reason.
Amen. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Yes, that was a beautiful question. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and listen to the first song on the album. D, tell us about Fresh.
Fresh to me is about, you know, waking up fresh every morning with a fresh mindset, you know, not being afraid of anything, walking out that door, knowing that everything is going to be okay. Fresh everything. You dress fresh, you're feeling good, and you ain't scared to tell the truth. You know, you're loving yourself. That's what fresh is to me. So, yeah.
Can you play it for us?
Yeah, I'll play it. It ain't nothing like being fresh, baby. Live 100% free. So fresh. Let's go. Let's go. It's the one and only D Jones, baby. Can you
Motherfucking savior. This beat the season of crushing of haters. Cut off the lesson and deal with the greater. Don't let nobody separate you from creator. Fuck you, don't do me no favor. If you gon' keep on saying I owe you a favor, do it from your heart, do it with your behavior. go through the private lieutenant to major. Spirit got so many flavors, but we can't see the focus strictly on paper. We all have the faces on paper. Let's get this money, let's change our behavior. And we fight every day, change the attitude. Cut the hate, and scared to tell the truth. Steady elevating, become a different you. Let's celebrate this precious day. Fresh every day, what you gotta choose. Cut the hate, ain't got nothing to lose. Steady elevating, become a better you. We fresh to death, cause we know we so. Give love your attention. Hope turning back, gotta make it tradition. To let go the trauma, the problems, the issues. Don't let nobody do you any of issues. 90% of it's mental. Change the way you think is the key, is essential. Loving yourself is essential. It's time to drop all the shit you been empty. And be fresh every day. Change the attitude. Cut the hate. Ain't scared to tell the truth. Steady elevate. Become a different you. Let's celebrate this precious day. Fresh every day. What you gotta choose. Cut the hate. Ain't got nothing to lose. Steady elevate. Become a better you. We fresh to death, cause we know we so fresh.
Yes, fresh in the morning.
It ain't nothing like, my bad.
Okay, we
Got ahead of myself.
Okay, so that was awesome, D Jersey. Do you have a response to this fresh? I'm bringing you up next, or you can ask your question.
What's going on, Donell? My name is Jersey. I'm with Black Culture, The Breakdown. Right
Nice
here.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man. Right here in New York. So I'm all about tapping in with really the people that are part of Black culture, and really have made a staple in recognizing excellence. How do you feel in this era when the music is so watered down and the music is not necessarily the melodies that you're used to? How do you feel the need to be relevant in this day and age, to stay true to yourself and get music that people still also want to relate to?
I mean, from the beginning, I've always done things that sound and feel good to me. I've never tried to chase another sound or chase somebody else. It's just whatever I'm feeling at the time. You know, I feel like, you know, if you write from your heart, or if you've experienced these things that you're writing about, more people can tap in and feel you. So that's what I've done. I don't have any problem with that.
Got you. Let me one more counter on that. Do you feel like the state of R&B music is in jeopardy?
I feel like the younger guys have created a lane for themselves, but I also feel like there's another lane that, you know, people like myself is wide open. Nobody is doing it. So if guys like myself come back, I think, you know, we'll have a great run at it. But I really feel like, you know, R&B is in a good place. I think the subject matter could be better for the younger guys. I think they can talk about, find clever ways to say the same thing, but don't be so raunchy about it, you know. But other than that, musically, I love it.
Awesome. Thank you. So I see that I have Mr. Kevin Blaze up here. It's your turn.
Yes. How you doing? Kevin Blaze from the Blaze Podcast.
Appreciate you.
Right? Yes. I wanted to know, what are your thoughts on missing children and child abduction?
My thoughts are, I think it's crazy. You know, at the beginning of the year, I had somebody brought it to my attention that 800,000 kids become missing every year. I thought that number was crazy because I hadn't heard about it on TV. Nobody was talking about it on the news. I mean, I hear about so many other stories, but I mean, this is our children. I got 6. If one of my kids came up missing, I mean, all hell gonna break loose. So that means there's 1.6 million parents out there that's missing their kids. That's ridiculous. And I just, you know, I want to talk about it because nobody else was.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. So do you want to get into your next song?
Next song is the single. It's Karma Payback. We recently just shot a video. It's gonna be amazing. It's a throwback video, and it just has all the elements of R&B. It feels like Black love. Like it's a fun video, even though the song is, you know, talking about breaking up. The moral of that story is, you know, when you love yourself and you find yourself, you ain't gonna let nobody else come in and mess you up or disrupt what you got going on. So this person in this song found themselves and they were done. They were fed up. So this is karma.
It's over. I gave all of me. My heart is empty. You promised you would change. You said forever you and me. Look at what you've done to me. I'm torn apart. I'm thinking with the pieces you left to me. How selfish could you be? I gave you the world, and you still couldn't be deep. I forgave you when you cheated. I guess it didn't mean a thing. No more excuses. I packed your bags, they got to go. I'm through with you. Can't be the things you put me on. I gave you all my love and this what you do. Everything you did about the comeback, you gon' get this karma. Nothing coming up. You end up losing everything you love. You got to get it. Every single dude from niggas, you gon' get this karma. Ain't no escaping that, and everything you did is coming back. Cause payback's the song. Payback is a song. You got kids that love me. Payback is a song. 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 Leave me alone. Can't take no more. I've been waking from sleep. No more you selling dreams. No. Cause I fell in love with me. You kind of love and I don't need. I've got control of me. Your bags is at the door. I'm through with you. Can't be the things you could be. I gave you all my love and that's what you do. Everything you did about the comeback, you gon' get this karma. Nothing coming up. You end up losing everything you love. You gon' get this karma. About to get it. Every single dude from every single thing you lose. Cause you gon' get this karma. Karma always keeping back. Cause everything you did is coming back. Be back to go. Be back is a song. You got to get back to me. Be back is a song. Cause I didn't deserve it. Be back is a song. Be back is a song. Be back is a song. Yeah. Oh, you're not, you think I believe, I don't believe it. I crack the code again and you all up in your DM. Listen, this is the casino. You've been driving my destiny. But it's the big payback. I'ma go get you some sleep that. We never come back again. Payback's a goal. Payback is a goal.
I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So, D, my question is, what's the difference from karma and where I want to be?
What's the difference?
Yes.
Well, on where I want to be, he was about to cheat, but he didn't. You know, he was just sending this girl a message, letting her know that these are the things that I'm going through, and you know, there's the possibility. I just want you to know that maybe later on in life we may get back together, but I want to see what life is like. You know, on karma, this guy is just, or this girl is just all over the place. You know, she is, she's just in the streets like crazy. And, you know, this guy, he's giving her everything he got. And, you know, every time he looks around, she's cheating. She's telling him that, you know, babe, I'm not gonna do this again. But there's a pattern there, you know, and he just won't change. So she starts to love herself. He starts to love himself. And then he finds out that, yo, this is the best love I have.
Wow, that's deep. Love yourself, guys. So we're gonna go to Marlon Ballard. It is on you.
What's going on, Donell?
What's up? What's up?
Hey man, I'm a fan of, you know, I'm in the A-Town with you. I met you at the Hard Rock Cafe a couple years back, man, with Rodney Perry, man. So it's good to meet you again.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Got a question in the comment for you. First off, I'm gonna start with the question. As of lately, I've been following you for a while, and it seems you've been kind of frustrated with the music industry. You know, was the record label mad about you, you know, trying to release free music, you know, to fans, or am I wrong?
Yeah, because I don't have a record company. I mean, just it. Some people were saying it wasn't a good idea. It devalues music if I do that, and I'm like, you know, that doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? I want to do something for free for my fans. It's not going to devalue anything, and that's pretty much what I was talking about.
Okay, I got you. And also, man, like I said, you're a legend in the game. You look great. I don't know what kind of lotion you use, but I swear to God, you look like you're 18 years old. Like, I don't know what you're doing,
man, I wish.
Bro.
I wish.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
That was funny. Michael Fountain.
Hey, it's Michael Fontaine from Set the Trend podcast.
How you doing?
How you doing, Donell? London always loves you. Karma, your single, what you just played, has that London sound, what we like when you make records. I just wanted to congratulate you on that single and on the album that you've just released.
Thank you.
Question comes in two parts. How have you grown from your last album to this album today? How have you grown as an artist? And the second part of the question is, during the pandemic, what have you learned about yourself that you didn't know before?
That's pretty good. Two good ones. The first one, how I've grown as an artist, tremendously. You know, I'm not scared to jump out the box and try something new. Again, I've done a reggae, but this has a reggae mixed with a little bit of African. And the house track is something I've never tried before. So I think, you know, musically, I just want to jump out the box a little bit. On my next album, people will get a little bit more. It'll be more songs, quite naturally, and you'll get more of what you expect from Donell. This particular album, I did it this way because I wanted to reach more people. I knew that, you know, reggae has a big audience. Dance music has a huge audience. And, you know, if you listen to these songs that I'm singing, most of it's about love, you know, and that's what I'm trying to send out. If it was like one of my Where I Want to Be albums or anything like that, I understand people want that type of music from me, but this particular time around, I just wanted to do something different because I want to spread love in as many places as I can. And so that's how I've grown as an artist. Now, as a person, what I've learned is that I just love myself. You know what I'm saying? I love myself through everything. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, you know, life is up and down. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love yourself through it all. I mean, if you fall off the bandwagon, get back up. You know, I mean, I know it sounds cliche, but I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's about loving yourself no matter what. No matter what, always know that God got your back. You know, I mean, I know we're in a pandemic right now, but I'm not afraid of anything. You know, fear is to me, it's an illusion.
Okay, I take that. Good answers. Thank you.
I love that. Thank you. So we about to get deep into you, right? Like, tell us more about that track.
Oh yeah, Deep Into You is one of those tracks that you know, it's really sexy. It's really about, you know, you got a significant other at home, you have children, and this particular day, you know, hubby drops the kids off over mother-in-law's house, and y'all about to get deep into each other, but you want to make love like this is the last day on earth. So you got to go all the way in, and that's what this is about.
Perfect for Valentine's Day.
Yes.
The years are gone, nobody here but us. Who belongs to me, sexy baby? If I could get this love, oh, let's make love like it's the last day on earth. Our souls will be connected when we do deep in you. As I it feels so good. It feels so good. I wanna see a waterfall. It's your way, baby. You can have it all. Release the pressure, the stress you're dealing with. I hear you moaning and shaking. I know you're feeling it. It's okay, 'cause we almost there. Become one, 'cause you're so wet. Our souls will be connected when we put it deep in you. Deep in you. Listen deep in you. Deep in you. Into you. It feels so good. Ooh, na 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 na. It feels so good. Deep into you. Our souls will be connected when we bring it deep in. Like it when I'm in it so deep. Deep too. When I'm deep in you.
I love that song.
Deep into you.
Yes, actually, we can go into one more.
Okay, you want to go to the next one?
Yes, then.
Okay, the next one is called Serious.
Okay.
And this song is basically this guy's telling the woman, look, I'm all that you need. Don't even, if you're looking for love, stop right here. I'm the one. I'm the man for the job. Just give me this chance. And yeah, that's what Serious is about. I love this. This is my favorite record because it has a swag to it. It has the elements of the old school, but it also has like this new flavor, this new type of flow. So I like this record a lot. It's called Serious.
Baby, you ain't gotta want for nothing. I'll be right here. If you're looking for love, don't you look no more. Yeah, I am the answer. Put your back on check now. So much love to give. Everything that's a bit. Never I am there. Baby, I'm the real one. Tonight we gon' feel. I'm the still. Super honest, real. You know I need you. Lay back and show you how to OG, about to put it down. I'ma be all that you need now. Baby girl, my love this. Just serious, you about to see. I'll be all that you need. Yeah, we touch. Ooh, your body so small. Why don't you slowly take everything down? But I love this.
So serious about the
I'm
beat,
paying.
serious keeping them sheets. Hey, when we touch, ooh, you turn me on. I can't wait to be giving you all my love. Girl, you know I'll be finding all freaky places you hide and gonna let me know. Wanna dive in, that's when I'm on. Do anything that you want. You know I'm way out when you let me go deep as I want. Tonight we gon' feel. I'm the honest still. Super honest real. If your body ain't chill. Play it up, let me show you how. How the whole thing about to put it down. I'ma be all that you need
It's
now.
like, why do I have
Baby
more lights?
girl, my love, melodies. So serious, you about to see. I'll be all that you need. Just when we touch. Ooh, your body's so slow. Why don't you slowly take everything down? I love, yeah, you love this. So serious about the beat, serious deep in the sheets. We touch, just when we touch. Ooh, you're turning me on. I can't wait to be giving you all my love. Good time so low, better way. Ooh, girl, my love is so serious, yeah, serious. And it feels so good the way you touch. It's so serious. Ooh, your body's so strong. Girl, just keep turning me on. Girl, my love is serious. I'm so damn serious. Always give you love when we touch. My love is serious. I'm so damn serious. Serious.
Okay, so that was dope. So what I'm about to do, y'all, right now, just give me 1 second. I gotta upgrade this account so we can stay on this line. The next person that we can have speak is who was that? My Celebrity Life, Ge Holla.
It's popping, Ge Holla.
Cool. What's good? What's good, my brother? I
All right.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
I was getting so deep into some esoteric knowledge, as you already know. I just want to tell you, I see you, brother. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing with that 100 too. You feel me? That angel number, that 100 is sending you a message. And what's super dope, super cool, you got 7 tracks on there. So if we do the 100 by 7, it's saying that you are encouraging to listen to your intuition and moving higher throughout all of your life. How important is it for you to follow that numerology that you're already doing right now?
I mean, I think everything is synchronicity, you know? Nothing's by chance, you know? I mean, again, man, we're here for a reason, you know? And we're supposed to elevate, you know, find out who we are and experience this life, you know? But don't pick up so much of the baggage, you know? And that's where I'm moving at. That's where, you know, my heart is leading me towards.
And you're absolutely dope, because we know 7, the 7th letter of the alphabet is G, whether it be the small G or the big G, we still connected to that divine essence. And I just want to tell you, man, I salute you. I see what you're doing out here.
I appreciate you, my brother.
I love it. Ge Holla was at the listening party.
I appreciate you.
That's right.
Yes. So next we have the Endless Report.
Hey, what's up, guys? Your boy Michael Mace here with Endless Report. I'm excited, man, about your music. I'm in here in Atlanta, Georgia. And Donell, you know, I think you had a party there that recently. I'm connected with some of the guys there, and I actually had the chance to meet one of your dope writers. What is one of the songs that you wrote in this album that specifically that stands out the most for you? Your go-to song, that song you say, man, that's the song, man. Every time you just naturally kind of go to it first. What's that?
On this album?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, I wrote them all. You know what? I do have writer friends, but on this particular project, I wrote and I produced them all because I didn't want nobody to work for free. You know, this was a project where I said, you know what? I can call so many people, but I'm not, because I don't want to, I don't want to make people work for free. This is something that, the universe put on my heart, and I wanted to, just and do that. So, but the song that I go to is the one we just played, Serious. I mean, it just got a feel to it, it's a swag to it that I just really love. And yeah, that's my joint. That's my joint right there. Then now the next one would probably be I Do, which is the house track. Again, I grew up off house music, man. I used to have my bugle boys with my penny loafers with the quarter in them, and be doing a little, the house jacket on the wall and all that. I mean, that was me back in the 80s, man. Like, so I had to make a record like that, and that's why I Do is one of my favorites as well.
That's good. Well, I just downloaded the album, man. I'm shout out to you, man. Looking forward to meet you in person soon, man. Blessings to you.
Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate
Thank y'all for letting me come and hang out.
Yes.
Hey D, is I Do next?
It is.
Let's get to it.
Yeah, okay, I Do. It's one of those house tracks. I felt like I had to make one. And here it is.
We can't hear it. So do y'all feel like I'm at Times Square at an H&M or something? You know they always got the rockin' music.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. So do you know, does house have a specific dance? Do you know how to do that?
I do.
Okay.
But it's been a while, and I'm a lot older. I don't know if my legs work that way anymore. In my mind, I can do it, but I don't know.
Okay, so next we have Percy.
Donell, what's up, man?
What up? How you doing, bud? My brother.
I'm doing good, man. I recently interviewed a young artist out of Dallas, Tony Hall, and he sampled your song. What is it like, man? You shared it, and they got a lot of attention. What is it like to have a young guy like that pay homage to you and show so much appreciation for your stamp on this music thing?
Oh man, I love it, man. I mean, I welcome any young artist, man, that's out there doing their thing, man. Especially, if they trying to do some good music, you know what I'm saying? Like, not necessarily it's got to be mine, but something that feels good, something that's touching people. I felt good when the young brother Jacquees reached out to me, when he was working on his first album. He came to me, he was like, yo, I want to meet you. I want you to come listen to my album. Then he asked me, yo, can you do a song for me? So I love when young brothers reach out, man. I think it's awesome. I wish I had that opportunity to reach out to like Stevie Wonder and all of them, but I didn't. So what I try to do is I try to, just lend my hand to any young artist that's out there trying to, do their thing. Because I mean, it's knowledge.
Definitely, man. Congratulations on the success. Great album, bro, and keep inspiring, man.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Zinger. So we're gonna go into one more question. Mr. Quentin with West 15th.
What it do? What it do?
What's going on, Donell?
All right.
We had for what my question is for. My question was based off the meditation track that closes out the album.
Yeah.
Wanted to ask, as Black men creating spaces for themselves, what methods of meditation have you used in the past and in the future? How do you plan to, expand meditation practices in your music? And also too, I really appreciate how you use different genres of music to express yourself, but still maintain that same message of love. That's a beautiful thing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. As far as, I definitely plan on, doing a little bit more meditation stuff like that. Maybe like just maybe put something on my website once a month or something like that where people can go and download. I don't think I'll be putting anything else like that on my albums because I think, people want to listen to the music, listen to me sing. So, that was a one-time deal, but I did it and I made it number 7 because I just felt like, that's just completion. That's the first thing we should be thinking about is meditating, healing ourselves, getting our minds right. That's why I put it number 7. Again, man, I'm just really trying to spread love. That's all I'm trying to do. This particular time around, man, it's really special to me. It's my 7th album, and I just want to do the right thing.
Beautiful, beautiful. Congratulations on the album.
Appreciate you.
Thanks, Q. So let's go into the next song, D.
Next song is 100% free. It's about being 100% free. In this song, he's talking about he ran across a few people and they were, in some crazy points in their life, and they had to, become 100% free in order to become kings and queens. So that's what this song is about. And it has a reggae and a little bit of African feel on the background. So here it is, called 100% Free.
He told me that he will be honest. I can't believe the things he promised. This type of one will keep a problem. I try to interject to help us solve them. He popping up every day. He addicted to all the drama. Wondering why I don't go my way. He the kind of chick that you run from. So I roll up my sleeves and take control of home and exorcism on her and go to the microphone. Now she's a queen, and the chariot 100% free. Ain't a soul back to life, running down free. Like you think that this movie cause the devil got a free. Like there's nothing that he can touch. We live in 100% free. It's 100% free. We live on 100% free. It's 100% free. I have to think that he's a baller. With every chick he meet, he passing dollars. He think they only want $1. But the way he treats these women is the problem. He don't know how to give respect. You can tell that the streets is got him. They hoping that I can come in and check. cause he's the kind of dude that you run from. So I roll up my sleeves and take control, perform an exorcism on him and go to take back his soul. Now he's a king, riding my chariot, 100% free. He is so back to life, one of the things that is who he trusts. The devil got a free, cause there's nothing that he can touch. We live on 100% free. That's 100% free. We live on 100% free. That's 100% free. We live on 100% free. That's 100% free. That's 100% free. We live on 100% free.
Hey, that will make the shoulders move right there. You know, you be grooving. I love it. I love it. So let's get into the next question. We have Mr. Renee from Vintage Got Soul out of the UK.
What it do? What it do?
Hey, what's going on, Donell?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. The only question I've got really is, I would say 24 hours before you released your album, how was you feeling? And now you released it to the world. How do you feel now?
Well, before I released it, I was feeling awesome. Now I'm ecstatic and awesome. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of pressure off. You know, the anticipation of any album. You know, you kind of be like, oh man, you know, I want to know what people are gonna think. You know, but I'm kind of over that. I know people will have their opinions. It doesn't matter. I know the reason why I did it. And you know, you got to let people. You know, you got to let people live and let them do what they're gonna do. So I'm just appreciative at the fact that the album is out. I feel awesome about it, and I'm happy.
Yeah, brilliant. I think the world's going to receive it very well. It's working well over here in the UK, so I wish you nothing but the best.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. So next we have Miss Roz.
Hey.
Hey, Donell, what's happening?
Poppin'.
It's nice to meet you finally.
You as well.
Congratulations. This is awesome. Thank you all for having me on this format. The music of today, when you were producing, did you find with the COVID and everything different from your last project? Has things changed in producing your own?
Not really. You know, I'm a studio rat, so I'm always in the studio. I have a studio here in my home, so COVID didn't really change a lot because I'm always home. I'm always in the studio. I spent a lot of time on the road in my younger days. Now I get to pick and choose what I do. So I'm really a family man, you know. So it didn't change too much.
Great, great, great. And just wanted to say, you know, from Chicago, byway, now in California.
Yeah.
So that's all
I appreciate you. Thank you. Yes, thank you for your question as well.
Yeah. And then how did you decide to come out on Valentine's Day with the new material?
You know what? It just made sense. You know, it was Love Day. I was talking about love because we were going to release it in December around Christmas Eve, but it didn't happen. So I'm like, you know, since it didn't happen, that means it wasn't meant to happen. You know, and when this came around, it was like, you know what? Valentine's Day is perfect. It all lined up. And it happened on this day, so it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
And if you pay attention, D, we still kind of in the realm of the 7 because 14 divided by 2 is 7. So we still got these 7s, you know, happening. Okay. So that's what,
there you go.
And you know, 7 o'clock conference, you know, we all got this aligned. So next we have Miss Shan Britton from Zumbo.
Hi, how you doing today?
Hey.
So my question for you is, we all know you as this incredible artist. In what ways do you practice mindfulness to ensure that Donell Jones, the person, remains 100% free?
I meditate every day, you know. It's natural to me now, you know. I can meditate with my eyes open, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm that far. I mean, every moment for me means a lot. I look at life different these days than I did before, you know. Every minute is a miracle. Every moment is a miracle. So I'm just happy to be at the place I am right now in my life. I'm I'm happy at the music I'm making. I'm glad this project is out because I can't wait to start the next one. Like I'm really, really ready to get back out here musically. I feel like I could have gave more. You know, I feel like, you know, it's been a long time, 25 years. I feel like I could have made more music. And now I get the opportunity to do that because I don't have other artists in front of me. I'm on my own label. I can make as much music as I want. I can put it out when I want to. So there's a freedom there that I didn't have before. And I'm just ready to jump in and just, you know, just feed this music out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much and congratulations to you.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Awesome. So next we have Miss Tabitha Simmons.
What's up, Tabitha?
What's happening? Hey, all the way from South Carolina. I thank you so much. I'm rocking with No Chill Radio 95.9 FM. How are you?
I'm great.
Good. So listen, I tried to remember everything, but listen, I ain't as young as I used to be, but I'm gonna try not to ask you the same question they asked. But listen, I want to know, it's been 7 years.
Yes.
Can I say hell on here? Because I'm getting ready to say it. When the hell you been? Nope. 7 years. Where the hell you been?
You know what? I had to fix me. You know, when I read my last album was called Forever, and my life started to change on that record. I got married. I had a son. You know, I have 6 kids, and I have 5 daughters, and my son was the last. So when I had my son, something in me just said, you know what, man, you got to change because you got this little boy coming, man, and you want to show him something different. And you know, it took me those 7 years, man, to like really change some things in my life. You know, I was drinking a lot. You know, I stopped drinking, stopped smoking cigarettes, stopped smoking marijuana like I was. You know, I had a lot of addictions. I had thinking negative thoughts. You know, that was one of the things that I had to overcome. And I just had to realize, you know, I had to love me for who I am. And it took 7 years for me to do that. And that's what I did. I had to live a little bit.
Well, listen, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be the first to tell you, we miss you and your music. We miss the subtleness, all this filthy stuff out here. Listen, I don't like for you to tell me like that. I need it to be said subtly.
Right.
Sheesh.
It's all in your face, right?
I'm not, right here.
Right. I appreciate you.
That's what's up. Well, thank you so much.
Yes.
Awesome. And then next we have Lavish Life magazine.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm putting my charger on.
Lavish Life. Lavish the one that created you that dope cover, D.
Yeah, what's up?
Hold on, he coming. Is he coming?
Hold on 1 second.
Look, okay, behind the scenes. What that studio look like?
Yeah. All right, y'all. Sorry about that.
Okay, we good. Lavish Life. Going once, going twice. Okay, so we'll come back to that. We have Kuda from Zimbabwe in the building.
It's popping.
Hold on.
Hi.
Hey.
How's it going?
Awesome.
I'm so sorry. The time difference is hectic right now. It's literally 3 a.m. in the morning.
Hold on, Donell. What happened? That's unmute. Okay, you back?
Can you hear me?
I'm trying to unmute him. Hold on.
See, you right? Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, you good?
Okay, cool.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hey, Donell.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great, thanks. How's it going?
Oh, awesome.
Congrats on the album.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I think the last time we spoke a lot about the clearance of the mind. I know you've already touched on that and all of that. But was there at any point when you were making this project that there was any hesitation or you felt at unease? And if there were, how did you manage to overcome that and continue? Because what usually happens is that sometimes people go through a lot of stuff and they have got absolutely no idea how to get through it. And then you can hear the music, but there's nothing like that in this music. Was that ever that ever occur at any point whilst you were making this entire project?
The only thing that happened on this particular project was I put myself under a lot of pressure. I was supposed to have this album done at a specified time, and I didn't really get started until like I think I did it in a month, with writing and producing everything, So it wasn't like I rushed it. It was more like I work better under pressure, so I put a lot of pressure on myself to get it done, and we got it done right in the nick of time. So, I mean, that was the only thing, but I think we got a lot of great music out of me being in that state, that panic state. I mean, I've always wrote my best records when I'm under pressure.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Like we did say, once COVID does clear out, we're looking forward to having you down here in Africa.
I can't wait to get back over
there. Lovely.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so next we have, who is this? Music, Matisse. Nope. Music. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in. Thank you.
There we go.
Thanks
for my brother.
What's up, Donell? It's been a long time since I saw you, man.
Yeah.
Quick question.
Sure.
You're a veteran. This is not new to you. And with all the changes that have gone on in the industry, where do you see the industry in the next 5 years? Because you're an independent artist now. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure that's a big difference from what you were used to with the majors.
I mean, I see the industry changing totally. Brothers like myself who already have a fan base, there's no need to have a record company anymore.
Right.
You already have what you need, which is the fan base. If you got a producer or whoever, you got music, you can put that out, without any hesitation. You still have to spend some money, but at the same time, now is the time to own your own masters, own your own content, so I think that's where we're going. I think the younger artists should definitely go down that road as well.
Right.
We don't need record companies anymore, man. I mean, that's the slave owner. So we need to back out of that and move in a different direction.
Okay. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
You too, man.
Okay, so I got some hand raised. Mad Flavor, I'm gonna come to you. I'm gonna go to First Fam Radio right quick and circle back around.
Hey, what's going on, D?
What it do?
Oh, not much, man. I appreciate you having us on, man. I'm out of Jersey. A huge fan, man. I've made a lot of babies off your music.
That's what's up.
But one of the questions I wanted to ask you, man, is you spoke on the reggae vibes and rhythms in this new project. I just want to know if you have you checked out the African market for as Afro beats, and is that something like you would look into future collaborations with some of those artists, because it's starting to get big?
Yeah, man. I want to do everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be put in the box. I want to be able to do everything. And I think, as musicians, we should try everything. We don't know what's going to be a hit. I just know what sounds good and what feels good to me. And I want to do it all. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be just R&B, hip hop and R&B. I want to do everything, man. And I think, that's what I'm gonna do. I don't care if people don't like it or not. I'm ready to step out of that box and just do whatever it is that feels good. And I love that. I love Afro beats, man. I love it.
You should, man.
Yeah.
I would love to hear that.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for the question.
Same here.
So how you feeling, First Fam Radio? How you feeling with the 100% free joint?
Hey, look, like I said, I make babies off of music like this.
That's what's up.
I'm rocking with it. And plus, I'm part of that LaFace fold right there, man. I come from that, so
That's what's up. I appreciate you, my brother. For real.
Same here, bro. Stay up.
All right now.
Okay, Lavish Life Magazine. Like you're not on mute. I'm texting him, y'all. 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
What it do? What it do, my brother?
Hey, what's going on, D? What's going on, man?
All right.
Once again, man, I'm sorry for this technical difficulty I was having over here, but I must say, I want to say first and foremost, congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
And once again, thank you for gracing the cover of Lavish Life magazine. We really appreciate that, my brother. We really do.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, man. For real.
Yeah. Definitely. I just have one question. I want to know, why did you choose the name? Why did you choose the title 7th Studio Album? Why did you your 7? Why did you make the title 100% free, rather? As far as your title.
Because you know what? When the thought came to me to make an album, it was like, you know what, you should do a free album. And then, you know what, you should call it 100% free. And then I started to think about all the things that I wanted to be free from. You know, the pandemic had just started. And I felt like, you know, people wanted to be free from wearing masks, free from being stuck in the house. You know, we had never experienced that before. You know, you got grandmothers and stuff, they can't even see they loved ones because they in the house by themselves. So, I mean, it felt like we were in prison, you know? So that was the first thought. And then the second thought was, you know, what about all the free from addiction, free from, you know, negative thinking, free from all of the things that, you know, that we overconsume in this world, you know? So that was my thought as well. So it just kept resonating with me. And it was just something that I felt like I needed to do at that particular time. And I just went with it.
Well, I must say, man, congratulations. We wish you nothing but success, man.
Appreciate it.
So far from what we're hearing, man, it's a banger, baby. It's a
Thank
banger.
you, man. I appreciate you.
Keep it up. Appreciate you over here at Lavish Life Magazine.
Thank you. I appreciate you again.
Okay, so we have Ashley Bella.
Hey, Donell, congratulations.
Hey.
I'm so excited about this album. You know, like when I'm painting, I listen to your music, and now I've got new stuff in the rotation. I think the Serious song is probably my favorite on the album.
Mine too.
Yeah, it's dope. It's really dope. I have a
Thank
question.
you.
So, you know, I'm doing a lot of, you know, influencer kind of stuff, you know, being on the social media apps and engaging with people there. Are there any social media platforms right now that you're really excited about starting to engage with your fans through there, whether it be TikTok or, you know, now we have Clubhouse, and then, you know, some of the tried and true ones like Instagram and Facebook. Are there any ones that stand out to you that you're excited about kind of engaging with your fans on?
I mean, the one that I like the most is Instagram. I can just post pictures and say something. I just started on Clubhouse. It's interesting because it's like so many people in the room. I mean, I think it's really dope that you can get to that many listeners and play some stuff and have that many people hear something at the same time. That's dope. You know, Facebook is the staple. You know, you can always do that. But my favorite is definitely Instagram. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
Thank you, Ashley. So let's go back to Mad Flavor TV.
All right. Donell, I've just been sitting back, enjoying the music, enjoying the vibe.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, really appreciate it. I'm glad you circled back to 100% free. Because after hearing that song, you know, it reminded me of how music really connects everyone around the world, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know, we are all connected through music, and also how music has played such a significant role in Black culture. With this being Black History Month, you know, I was just thinking, especially as I was listening to that song, how I learned so much as a young guy. I learned so much through music. You know, I didn't know about what was happening on the West Coast and some of the things they were dealing with that was similar to what I was dealing with in Washington, D.C. during the 80s. We used to call it the crack 80s. We were the murder capital, you know.
Right, right.
But we were dealing with the same things and the same issues, and we're still dealing with a lot of that. So my question to you is there a point within you where music, you know, kind of touched on your consciousness, or you learned something about the world that you didn't know through music? And when did you fall in love with music? Not just as an artist, but just fall in love with music, period.
I fell in love with music, man, the first time I heard Michael Jackson, Lady of My Life.
Yeah.
That song right there, man, like that, it really did something to me. I just wanted to be like Mike. You know, at that particular time. When I heard that record, it just made me want to sing like Mike, man. And just want to, you know, and then Stevie Wonder and just so many other great people, man. I didn't understand the second part of your question. I forgot it. I'm sorry.
No problem. Yeah, no. The second part of the question is just you know, based on just the consciousness, like you said, Stevie Wonder. I mean, there would not be a Martin Luther King holiday without Stevie Wonder, right?
Yes. Yep,
So you know, music has played a lot, and even now with some of the things that you know that we have witnessed in those last 4 years of that administration, you know, artists have come out with music to really speak on their pain. So I wanted to know, you know, was there a moment for you where music taught you something?
Okay. I mean, music has always taught me something, man. Music taught me how to love. I mean, listen to the OJs, man. Listen to some of that Teddy Pendergrass. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it gave you that feeling, you know, when you heard them records, man, and it just made you feel like, okay, man, we about to get it in. Like this song right here puts me in that sexy mood. This song makes me want to dance, you know? Right. So, I mean, we learn everything through music, man. I mean, the lyrics, you know, when you got some good lyrics and it's talking about something, you know, you learning something, you know? So I've always tried to put messages in my music and just tell stories through music. So, you know, that's who I am.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, my brother.
All right.
Thank you. Kevin Blaze.
Yes, hello. What's going on, Donell?
What it do? What it do?
What's up? So I know you recently went back to Chicago to shoot the official video for the single Karma. What was that experience like?
I was awesome, man. I had never shot a video in Chicago. And I've been in the business for over 25 years. So it was amazing to go home, man, and shoot this video. Just being on the streets in Chicago, quite naturally, we stayed downtown because we didn't want to go too far south, you know, because it still is, you know, it's still a little battleground, you know, but I really enjoyed being in my city, man. I can't wait to shoot the next one there.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Well, D, who did you have there with you?
I mean, of course you was there. You know what I'm saying? You had to be there.
And your special guest?
Oh, okay. We had Jacquees is in the video. We got Carl Thomas in the video. We have RL from Next. We have the world famous George Daniels, you know what I'm saying? There, you know, and I had a host of my family came down with me to support me and be in this video. So it's gonna be an awesome video. It looks really good. It has a cinematic look. I just can't wait for people to see it because, you know, we really put our hearts in it and hope you guys receive it well.
Awesome. And we have Miss Tabitha Simmons again.
Ooh, let me come on in here. This thing on. Hold on now. Listen, I'm going to ask you a question. Sum it up for me. Today's R&B versus R&B when you came in the game.
I mean, it's there's no comparison, you know. And the reason I say that is because you had myself, you had R. Kelly, you had Joe, you had Maxwell, D'Angelo, Genuine, John B, Case. I can name a lot of them, but we all sounded different. Nobody sounded the same, you know, and we all did different styles of R&B. You know, Eric Benet is another one who had different sounds, different styles of R&B. I think that's what made that era beautiful. We all talked about love, relationships, makeups, breakups, you know, things that you go through in relationships. And that applies to everybody in everyday life. So when you can really feel something that somebody is saying and it attaches to you or you're living that, it just feels that much more special. And today, you know, it's a lot different because they kind of selling drugs. You know, they was teaching the kids how to, you know, do all these drugs on records. It's kind of terrible. But, you know, again, I don't want to be one of those people that knock the young generation because at one point I was young. We just did it differently.
I agree. Hell, it's got me because I don't know whether to make a baby or rob a store. I don't know what to do.
Or do both, right?
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
That's funny. Shan from Zumbo.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey.
All right. So my question to you is, on the song Serious, how did you come up with that sound production-wise?
It was pretty simple. I mean, I just wanted, it had the same groove as of wow, like think about it, like just a one, it's just a 1-2 kick and snare, and I just wanted just a groove, you know, and it's kind of hard to explain how I come up with these things, but it's just a feeling. It's a feeling, and then when my guitar player put the guitars on it, it just took it over the top for me, and the lyrics just came. It just flowed with it. So yeah, I hope I answered your question.
You did. Thank you.
Okay.
Awesome. And we have Jersey.
Yes. Donell.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, man, you're so tapped in with music and you've done 7 albums. What else do you aspire to do? Is there anything else that you haven't tapped into yet that you kind of want to do? You want to do some more acting? Do you want to do some teaching? I don't know. I feel like there's so much that you have to offer. How do you want to pay it back?
I love my music, man. I love creating music. I would love to act, you know, that's definitely something I would love to do. But for me, man, it's music, man. I don't feel like I've given enough yet. You know, I'm still learning. You know, it's like I'm a sponge, man. Like these new kids, they're doing new things. I'm a fly on the wall. You know, I watch my nephew and them when they making music, and I incorporate some of that. I keep myself there, you know, but I'm watching the new wave that's going on because I always want to be fresh. I always want to, you know, stay current. But I always keep the element of myself. When I get ready to create an album, I go back and I study all my old records because I don't want to go too far. I still want to be me, but I still want to be fresh as well.
Absolutely. Now, let me also ask you this. In terms of accolades and like the Grammys and just being awarded, how important is that to you? And when you actually create the project, do you have that in mind to kind of say, like, I'm going to really try to go all the way and get recognized for this?
Nah, I never made records for accolades. Are they important? Do I want to win some? Yeah, I mean, who doesn't? You know, I mean, I think it's important. You know, I mean, I'd love to win a Grammy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, who doesn't want to do that? I mean, that's an accomplishment that we all want as musicians. But I don't chase it. You know, I know my fan base, they love what I do. I'm happy with that. If I get recognized in another way, that's great, but I'm not chasing it though. Yeah.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Ge Holla.
Oh, I'm back again. I appreciate you, man. I just want to tap in on what you say. You know, we're sitting on these 8s right now. It's about to be 818. And that 8, okay, as you already know, when you see it that way, that represent like the DNA. Because I know you spoke about longevity and staying in the game. You know what I'm saying? Correct. But when you turn it this way, it turns into infinity.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So one of my co-hosts asked, she said, ask him, does he think Where I Want to Be would have such longevity as it is doing right now?
She said, do I think Where I Want to Be?
I'm sorry, I'm going a little too fast. Let me slow down. I apologize for that. My co-host KDK, she asked, do you think your song Where I Want to Be, would it have had the longevity that it has now?
Okay.
If I said that correctly.
No, I got you. We don't, you know what, we don't know what's gonna happen with songs when we create them. I just knew that when I created that particular song, I was living it. You know, every lyric in that song was what I was living. I wasn't lying. I was telling my truth on that record. And I think, you know, when I sang it, I think people could really feel my emotions because I was really singing. I was going through that. And I put my heart and soul into singing that because that was my life, you know? So I think it resonated with people. I think, you know, people enjoyed it.
I'm back, D. Hold on, y'all. Did he tap out all the way? He's coming back in the room. One moment.
And thank you too, King, for having me on the show today. I appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome. This is the Ge Holla show at this moment right now. D.
And the other 30 people too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Somebody called me and I hit the wrong button. I was trying to get him off the screen. Sorry about that. I apologize. I forgot where I was.
Where I want to be in the timeless music.
Oh yeah. I was living it at that time, and I think it resonated with a lot of people because it wasn't just me living it. You know, it was a lot of other people in the world going through that same thing, and I guess it hit them and touched them at that moment. The funny thing is that life repeats itself. There's so many other people out there going through it now. As people get older, you know, they go through that in life. So I mean, it's just one of those songs that'll last forever because you know you never stop, you know, wanting to break up with somebody. These things that happen, these things will happen forever and ever and ever. So I think that's just one of those songs that give you a little bit of insight on what, you know, we go through as human beings.
And I just want to say, long live you, Donell Jones, forever. Everything that you do, I hope your legacy lasts forever and people discover the future, you know?
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. Thank you.
We're going back to Miss Roz.
Okay. All right. So I didn't say it my last time that Payback, Karma, that's valid. That for me, that's hot. That was super hot. I enjoyed that as well. Do you miss the stage?
I miss it like crazy. You know, I've been asked a couple of times to do the virtual shows. I can't do it. You know, I want to be in front of my fans. I want to be able to touch them. You know, it's not like being on that stage. The energy you get from the crowd, you know, you can give them the microphone, they can sing with you. You know, you're seeing people love on each other out there. You know, I mean, it's
feeling it.
Yeah, I miss it. I miss it. I really do.
Energy. And if you were going back out, who would you want to perform with? Is there anybody that you would love to have on your show?
I love the All Male Review. You know, I wouldn't mind having, you know, doing a show with Genuine, Joe, maybe Case, John B. Yeah, I mean, all of those guys. The group Next, Carl Thomas, Dave Hollister. I mean,
ooh, that'd be hot. Yeah, that'd be hot. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Back to Lavish Life. Then we have one more with Kevin, and then Donell, we're going to end with meditation.
Okay.
All right.
Well, you know that's long, so I don't know if you want to go through the whole thing.
We want to hear it.
Okay.
Hey D, man, I just have to ask, man. I know you're doing this thing out of pocket, man. What has set you back?
You know, I'm not gonna get the numbers, but you know, at the end of the day, you know what, man? I mean, I feel like when you do things from the kindness of your heart, it doesn't matter the price. I'm blessed in so many ways. Again, you know, God blessed me with this talent. I didn't pay for it, you know, so why not, you know, give back? You know, it's only money, you know what I'm saying? Those things come back. They just numbers on paper, you know. But the love that you get, and the love you spread, that lasts a lifetime.
Yes.
Love that. Are you still going?
No, that was it. That was my only question.
Okay. And
next, the question real quick, Kenya.
Who was that? Yes.
This is Miss Hip Hop. Donell, I just want, isn't that really even a question, so to speak?
You breaking up.
But
yeah, you gotta do it again.
Yeah, you breaking up, sweetie. Okay, so she'll come back to that. Kevin?
Yeah, what's up, Donell?
What it do?
One more question. I just wanted to let you know that where I want to be, that's one of my...
Hold on, sweetie. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, what's up, Donell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to let you know where I want to be is my favorite album, man. You know, from I Want to Love You, this fire. Would you be interested in doing a versus? And if you are, who would you do a versus with?
I'm definitely interested. You know, unfortunately, it's not my platform, so I don't get to choose who goes on. But if I did do a versus, I would love it to be against Joe. I think we share the same, similar type of catalogs. We both have a lot of records that we could play. And I think it would be interesting to see, you know, I think it'll be a great night for R&B because, you know, our music spans that whole 90s era. So I think it'd be an awesome celebration.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Awesome. Okay, so Miss Hip Hop, let's try you one more time.
Okay, I was just going to say, hey, Donell.
All right.
I was just gonna say to end off the Happy Valentine's Day, which has been a great day. I listened to everyone ask their questions, and they were really amazing because we got different answers from Donell. And my thing is, Donell, the one question that was asked that you answered, you said you were never chasing after like a Grammy or this big huge legacy that you already have, by the way. This album that you put out 100% free, was it done intentionally? Because I feel like with the laws of the universe, whatever you put out there, you get back. And with you putting it out for free and also the proceeds going to the charity of your choice, I think that's a beautiful thing. And I think there's a lot of things lined up for the universe. I'm from the universe to you. So I think, yeah, that's what I want to say.
I appreciate that. You know what? I welcome anything that that's put in my path. Again, I didn't do this for accolades. I did this because I felt it's necessary. You know, the state that we're in right now. You know, a lot of people live in fear of something. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like, you know, as a people, we got to let fear go. We got to start trusting God. You know, that's the real thing. That's the real deal. We got to really start trusting God and knowing that everything is going to be okay. You know, so that's my thing. I just want to push love and hopefully, you know, we can let go of some of the things that we're holding on to that's stopping us from being great. And that's my thing. I want to motivate people to become better people, to become better as human beings, and then to wake up to who they really are. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we are great people. You know what I'm saying? We just got to stop holding on to these things in our heads and letting our heads rule us. We have to become the masters of our house. And that's where I'm at.
And one more thing, what's missing from the R&B game is love. I mean, just from music in general. When we were coming up, all we did was hear love songs. So one more question, who was your prime perfect example of being shown love and kindness when you were a child to make you be loved right now? Your love, you're spreading your love right now as you talk. Who was your...
I mean, you know, just from a kid, man. I'm sorry, not man, but from a kid, I just was an introvert. You know, when I was young, I never really hated people or anything like that. I've just always been full of love. You know, it just took me some time to become the person that I am today. You know, I've been through a lot in my life, but at the end of the day, you know, I'm happy where I'm at right now, and I just think that we're moving in a different dimension. I think we're in a love era now, and there's nothing that anybody can do about it. You know, I think the powers that be are trying to cram us up and keep us, you know, but we got to wake up from that. You know what I'm saying? We got to become a better people. We got to understand that we control this, you know, and you got to, you know, it all starts right here, how you think.
Yep.
You know, so we got to change the way we think. We got to change the narrative, and we'll be able to move forward. And ain't nothing they can do to stop us, because we're in a different zone right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's here, and it ain't going nowhere.
For sure. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, sweetie. Michael.
Donell, as a independent R&B superstar with a brand new album, what's going to be your marketing strategies on releasing the album? How are you planning to release the album as an independent artist?
I have a great team. Kenya's on the team. I have a great business partner that's on the team. And you know what? People like you guys, man, word of mouth is everything. You know, things like this spread like wildfire. And especially, you know, if there's something great they can listen to and there's a great message behind it, you know, again, man, I'm trying to push love. I think, you know, we need to spread it as far as we can. It's not a monetary thing for me. You know, again, I'm happy with where I am. I'm not rich, but at the end of the day, I'm happy. So that makes a big difference for me. I just want to help. I didn't come here for nothing. I want to help, you know, and if I can help through music, then this is what I'm supposed to do.
I love what you and your team are doing, and you're so active on social media. I'm happy that you grabbed to it and you know how to use it and you know how to work it. And you know what you and your team is doing is good.
We got to. I got to get that to Kenya, man. She I was social media illiterate for a minute, man. She got me up to speed.
Facts. But no, this is the marketing strategy, y'all. Like we got press, and then he is Mr. Clubhouse now. He is Mr. Instagram. Okay.
Right. I'm all over the place.
So this right here, I believe with Donell being so authentic and vulnerable, like this is something worth talking about, you know. And for me as his publicist, it's like I'm not pushing out a artist that has infidelity issues. Like he's faithful, he loves his wife, he loves his family, you know. So it's like trying to get the media or society to receive real love, and it doesn't have to be tea, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be gossipy, it doesn't have to be like so detrimental that it's negative. Like we're pushing positivity, so the world gonna have to get hip to us, we're not gonna get hip to the world. So that's just where we at. The last thing I have is Marlon, and then we will do meditation. Y'all can exit after that track if y'all want to, but I would like for y'all to listen to it and just see where he's coming from.
All right, what's up, Donell?
What do you do, my brother?
All right, I got 2 quick questions. You know, I love your songs. How was it working with Mr. Kyle West?
Incredible. I mean, Kyle is one of the dopest to do it. You know, Kyle was responsible for I'll Be Sure's all of his hits, you know, and then also Kyle was responsible for some of the Jodeci stuff. So when I got a chance to work with Kyle, I had already had the melody, and I had the chord progression for where I want to be. And Eddie had suggested to me, hey man, you know what, you should bring Kyle in. Bring Kyle in. So we got Kyle. Kyle came in, and excuse me, I'm sorry. He took the record to a whole nother level. Like he took the chords and he just started embellishing them and just made it something that just felt so good. And it just made it more easier for me to get my flow and to make the song something that you want to listen to.
Excellent. And the second question is, you know, your pop culture is a crazy thing. You know, in Scary Movie 2, your song was featured in there, and Marlon Wayans made your song pretty much a punchline. Right, left, right, left. Son, how was it like having people come up to you doing that?
You know what? To be honest with you, nobody ever came up to me and did that.
Really?
You know,
I would.
Nah, nobody ever did that. You know, which is funny. You know what, man? Anytime, man, you get some publicity, man, for a song or something you did, man, it's great. It's longevity. It has people talking about you. So I welcome all those things, man, whether they're funny or whatever it is.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I got, man. Thank you, man.
We have Antoinita out of Vegas. She's gonna close us out. Antoinita.
Here I am. Okay.
Hey.
So your song Payback, Karma Payback, it originated from the Stylistics.
Yes.
How did any of the members of the group, how did they receive it? Have they heard it? And what did they think about the song?
Well, I didn't contact any of the members of the group. I had to get permission from their publisher. I don't know if they heard it, but I loved that record so much when I heard it as a kid that I always knew in my mind that I'm gonna use this record one day. I just didn't know when I was gonna do it. But the Stylists are so dope, and you know, I just freaked the music a little bit and wrote a new song on it, and you know, people like it. So I pay a lot of homage to them for even creating that record, because without theirs, I couldn't make mine.
Okay, final question. When are you coming to Vegas? We really want to see you here in Vegas. I know it's the pandemic. When everything lifts, we're looking to do some concerts here, and we look forward to having you back in Vegas again, because I remember you were here in 2019 when we had the at the UNLV.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a great, and the Soul Train. It was all in the same day.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to having you back. I was there for that, so it was a very good concert, and we look forward to you coming back.
I appreciate that. You know, I can't wait to get back. Yeah, I can't wait to get back. You know, again, when this thing, you know, hopefully sooner than later, it'll be over. But I can't wait to get back on stage. You know, that's one of the things that I missed dearly. It's been over a year since I performed, so you know, quite naturally, I'm gonna have butterflies and all kind of things when it's time to get back on stage, since it's been a minute. But I really can't wait to get back.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nervous? You nervous? I don't believe it.
I mean, I get a little bit nervous before every show, but I know it's been a whole year. There's never been a time in my life that I haven't done a show in a whole year, in a while. I mean, like from probably since the beginning of my career. So I'm probably gonna be a little petrified, just a little bit, but.
Hey, can I tell you, when you was at Medusa, you looked like nervous wasn't even a possibility.
Well, you know what? It once I open my mouth, then I got to do it now. So I mean, it just everything is.
I said, Jamal, is he supposed to be singing?
Right.
But that was dope. So, any last final words that you have to say to the press or your fans that's going to be tuned in?
Yeah, I just say, thank y'all so much. I really appreciate you for the great questions that you asked, for taking time out of your day to be on here with me. And again, I did this album because, I just wanted to spread some love around the world. We definitely need it. And again, I want to say, if you can, please donate to my website, for missingkids.org. It's a great foundation. I think we need to bring some of these babies back home. And thank you for sharing this day with me. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, so let's play meditation.
Let's go.
I'm about to say, turn it up a little bit, dude. I love it. That was amazing. We are going to end at peace and love. Everyone have an amazing D-Day, B-Day, Valentine's Day.
Yes, yes,
And,
yes.
I look forward to the recap. Remember to tag Donell Jones Forever, Donell Jones Music on Facebook, Donell Jones 96 on Twitter. Also email me your articles, your links. I'll be sure to share them. And DonellJonesMusic.com for the free album.
Yes, I appreciate you guys. Thanks again. And thanks for sharing your time with me.
All right, y'all. We signing out. Thank you, D.
Thank you.
All right.